Do you know that feeling that you want to play the Alien Gambit, but after you play e4, your opponent plays e5? Well, I've got a trap for you that works against e5 that's very similar to the Alien Gambit. And we're just going to start off normally with playing knight f3, nothing special here. And we're going to follow the most played moves for black all the way through. So that's the nice thing about this trap. So the most played move here is knight c6. Also, I should mention that e5 is the most common response against e4. And here you can play many things, but our trap starts after the scotch game, which is after d4. Now, again, most played move here, and still theory, is to take on d4. But here we're gonna deviate from theory, and you're gonna see similarities with the Alien Gambit from this point on, because we're gonna play knight g5. And you probably, if you know the Alien Gambit, already see what's coming here. And against this move, black doesn't really know what you're doing. They're like, okay, you're moving your knight here, but you're not attacking anything. Like, your knight is the only piece here. So let's just kick it out. And again, this is the most played move. But our idea here is to sacrifice. That's the same idea as in the Alien Gambit, sacrificing on f7, making use of the weak light squares later on. And yeah, that's a plan. Now, of course, if they don't take the knight, we are forking the queen and rook, so that's good for us. But again, and this is a really obvious one, the most played move here is to take our knight. Now, the difference with the Alien Gambit is, well, there's more differences, but the main difference is that in the Alien Gambit, this knight is the one that's sacrificed, and now we have sacrificed our other knight, so our king's knight. So usually in Alien Gambit you are developing that, but we don't have that anymore. But in this case we are making use of all these nice diagonals we have for our bishops and queen. And we're starting off with this check. Now, in this position, the most played move, and I should say most played move by far, is already a losing mistake, which is the move King e8. And in this position, it's actually already mate in 6. So it would be a nice puzzle. So try and pause the video if you would like to find it. But I'm just going to show it. And even if you don't know this checkmate, you'll probably stumble upon it because it's really natural to play. The first move is quite obvious. It's queen h5 check. It's the only good check you have. And it makes a lot of sense because his king is weak. Again, those weak diagonals. So yeah. Really obvious move. Now black can respond in two ways. He can move his king here or he can move this pawn. But it's going to lead to the same thing. So if they move this pawn, notice it's not defended, so we can just take it. And again, they're in the same position, only now they only have one move, so they need to move that king. So even if they don't move the king in the first place, in the end they're going to move it here, and it doesn't matter if your queen is here, because the next move we're going to play is queen f6 check, queen f7 check. I'm messing up my squares this video. So we could have done that from here as well with the pawn still here. Doesn't make any difference. Now the king has only one move. And from this point on you need to think a little bit. So the most natural move might be to move your queen here because yeah, you've been moving your queen around and you're trying to checkmate. But if you look a little bit further, you'll see, okay, I can bring more pieces to the party to make it even more difficult for him. And that's with the move bishop f4 check. And here your opponent only has two moves left. And we're getting close to the checkmate. If they block with the knight, we can now go for the queen check. The king only has one square. And this is actually checkmate. Notice how our bishop is taking away that square. Queen is taking away that square. And that, so the king is checkmated here. Going back, if the knight doesn't block but the king moves here, which is his only move, we still move our queen here. And the king has two moves, but it doesn't really matter because in both of those two moves we're gonna play queen b5 checkmate. So going all the way back, all these moves even from here are the most played moves by black in response to the moves we are playing. And yeah, it just leads to checkmate, and like I said, a lot of people fall for this. They won't be familiar with this because it's quite a weird gambit, and yeah, like the Alien Gambit, it comes with a risk. If they know what they are doing, you're gonna have a tough game. But also like the Alien Gambit, people don't know what they're doing against this. So yeah, you're gonna win some games, especially in the slower time controls. This is gonna work a lot. So yeah, let me know what you think. I hope you can trap some opponents with this one. And yeah, I'm curious to your comments. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.